Hennig, Mr. Perfect. You know, everything in my life has been absolutely perfect. And it's a lot of people's dream to be perfect. But with me, see, it's no dream. It's reality. It's life. And take the simple game of bowling. It's everybody's dream to bowl the perfect game. Well, being Mr. Perfect, you sit back on the couch, you put your feet up, and you relax because you are going to witness the perfect.
Hey, Curt Hennig fans. Hello and welcome to another episode of Curt Hennig. I'm sorry. Nobody beats Curt Hennig. Nobody. It's going to take me a little bit to get used to that. We're back again for another episode, and he's against a jobber this time. I'm not sure all these jobbers' names, so I just kind of, say, "Oh, it's against another jobber." But a few things here when it comes to I've been listening really heavily to the Jim Cornette podcast, and I mean, I can't say enough bad things about AEW because now they're talking there were nails that went into the back of John Moxley. First of all, that's just as Jim says, it's indie garbage wrestling. What can I say? It's literally just garbage. So today on our perfect podcast, again, Kurt's match against the Jobber on Primetime Wrestling. We're gonna watch along to that. It's probably not that long, but this does have Lanny. We of course, for SummerSlam, we already did SummerSlam 89, which was the Red Rooster and Kurt. I have to say it was a good one. To be honest, I did like SummerSlam 1989. I liked SummerSlam 1990. I just don't think they should have taken the belt off of Kurt yet. Because it seemed like he just got it and then they took it off and gave it to Carrie, But it was a good match nonetheless. He wasn't there for SummerSlam 88. He wasn't even on TV yet. So, the first time we see Kurt on TV that I was able to find was basically excuse me, his match with SD Jones. And that was in September of 88. So, you don't really see him on the TV show at this time until September. So, and that would be after SummerSlam 88. So, to be honest, we're just going to watch a couple of things that I have pulled up. I kind of saved them. The first one, and I saw someone on YouTube doesn't like Ronnie Garvin. Can you explain why you don't like Ronnie Garvin? I thought Ronnie Garvin was pretty cool, but I mean, it wasn't much for him because he didn't really stick around in the WWF. But he was with Jim Cornette. And that's where he said he did the fireball in Ronnie's eyes. And so if that fan could explain to me what exactly Ronnie Garvin did to you, because I thought Ronnie Garvin was pretty cool. So let me go here. Okay. I hope everyone can see that. This is my ex for it's my religion. So here we go. Tully's voice here. He pulls a fast one. Yada yada yada. Okay.
They're talking about just to preface this just a little bit. What you have here, Garvin coming to the ring. Now, Garvin started taking me out here on national television. Dusty Rhodes rapping the tape up, knocked me out, embarrassed me. So how are you going to embarrass Ronnie Garvin, one of the toughest men in the world? So James J and I had a little meeting of the minds. So I came down to the ring. You see me over there with a sling on. with a sling on. I was down there at the ring with a sling on. Everybody in the world thought I was hurt.
You really were hurt. He really wasn't hurt.
That's not the point. The point is Leo Burke, Canadian Golden
That's
Glove
Ronnie
champions
Garvin
out
there.
to
Okay,
try Garvin
Tully.
on for size, but we've got a backup plan and a backup plan and a backup plan. Johnny Garvin, you got to get up awful early in the morning to get one up on Tully Blanchard Enterprises. So they're going through this, and Ronnie Garvin right now. You know, when I look back at this tape a little while ago, JJ, you start thinking about Roberto Duran, the other man in the history with the hands of stone. Roberto Duran, that great fighter, great killer, great puncher, great boxer. And you know, when you think about the other hand of stone, Ronnie Garvin, there I am right there, sitting there with a very confident look on my face, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I would think so.
Well, I tell you what,
I think you're
Dillon's
chicken.
plans go in action.
I didn't like
Brown,
Tully
they
Blanchard.
go into action. Now this is going.
Didn't think much of him either.
Leo Burke in there, the Canadian Golden Gloves champion. Ronnie Garvin wants knockout or submission hold. You know, he wants this to go through the match. We just kind of let the people watch it.
This is where Garvin's ego got the best of him, knowing that Leo Burke was former Canadian Golden Gloves boxing champion. So he figured he was going to embarrass us by going out there and knocking him out. But we were waiting for it.
Okay, you and Tully were still out there in ringside, so obviously
Tony
Ron Garvin
Schiavone.
knew that maybe something was up right here.
Ron Garvin's ego got the best of him right here.
Ron Garvin is like taking candy from a baby. His ego overwhelmed him so bad and so great that he thought he was just out there all prim and proper going to knock a guy out. And
The guy's
him
not
big
selling.
impression on me. Well, the thing that comes out, you just watched Tony Schiavone. I know you hadn't seen this.
No, I have not, and Ron Garvin right there taking a shot from Leo Burke. All right, here comes. Got the shoe off.
Oh wow. I think you missed. If I can just say a few words about that. That said May 23rd, 1986. I was a month old. I was born April 20th. That's funny that happened on like a month after I was born. So this isn't very long. But I just wanted to show this really cool match between the Ultimate Warrior and Harley Race. I don't know how Race did this, but okay.
To reach the end, you've got to accumulate 4 wins. Hanging upside down, slithering down the steps goes the king.
Nice.
He's in real trouble. Well, he was stuck when he went out the ring.
Okay. As they say, that was what, taking out the trash. All right. The next one, I just wanted to show that clip of I never saw Harley Race against the Ultimate Warrior. That was pretty darn cool. All right. I saw this and I just had to start laughing. It's Rhea Ripley chopping her husband and his reaction. Now, of course, we're not going to be able to promote this, but at the very least, it does have some swearing in it. So I do apologize if you are offended by the swearing. Unfortunately, that is life. We are all adults, and adults will be adults, right? So here we go.
Ah! Fuck! Shit! Fuck! Oh!
Even I'm laughing on this one. And she's just sitting there laughing at him. I mean, that is kind of funny. Oh, puppy. Hi, puppy. I mean, I had to laugh at this one because, I mean, that's just, he's like, that really hurts. Yeah, it does.
Oh my god.
And she didn't even hit him that hard, really.
It's ripped like this. It's so sunburned, you start seeing blood vessels. Oh my god.
Yeah, I mean, she really gives it to him. If I could just say a few things about that real fast. I imagine being chopped by one of the veterans. and she just went like this. She didn't even do this, like the upwards that like Curt and them would do. Which is kind of funny because, you know, you expect them to chop you the right way, right? And like I said, if you remember, guys, the veterans back in our day, I'm only going to be 39 years old this year, but so the veterans are literally chopping each other, and they're not slapping their legs, guys. I don't think Curt ever slapped his leg. When he chops someone, he really chops someone, and that hurts. I'm sure Curt would probably make it sound hard, but it probably wasn't. Because remember, guys, they're only here to you know, for entertainment purposes. They weren't there to hurt each other, for the most part. But anyway, yeah, I thought that was so funny because, like, I mean, that if you think that was bad, you wait till one of the veterans chops you, because that had to hurt. I mean, that really had to hurt. I remember watching a match between Ronnie Garvin and Greg the Hammer Valentine, and their chests were so red from them chopping each other that literally there was a little bit of a scratch. There was a little scratches. So yeah, when the veterans chopped you, this wasn't slapping the leg. Nobody slapped their leg when they chopped you. They actually chopped you, and you know, it hurt. You know, you would hear the, you know, off the skin of the person's chest. Now, I'm sure there was various ways of doing this without really hurting someone. Maybe Greg the Hammer Valentine and them didn't get the memo. But at the very least, I mean, when they chopped you, it hurt. There was no, I mean, I know I was watching some AWA matches when Curt first came into AWA, and we can watch along to some of those as well. When he was doing some stretch moves, like literally stretch moves. And of course, you could hear Vern Gagne in the back going, "Oh yeah, I trained him." Well, yeah, you and Greg, because he went through the Vern Gagne camp, of course. Everybody knows that Curt went to Vern Gagne's training camp or wrestling camp or whatever he called it back then. There was no schools, though, guys. I mean, there was no wrestling schools, right? It was just the camp, or, you know, where you got trained by someone, whoever that was. You got trained by someone. Um, I'm really amazed, actually, that I'm amazed by that, because that I just sat there and I'm watching this for the first time thinking, I mean, what did you think the veterans were doing? The veterans would chop each other all the time. But I mean, Curt was doing stretch moves, almost like amateur wrestling moves, in these matches, to go back to what I was watching. And again, we can watch along to those, but it was excellent. It was so cool. I'm like, wait, ow. Well, that's really cool that he would move your arm in different positions, and he would be in different positions to do an arm bar. So like a different variation of the arm bar. And then of course, if you watch his match with Steven Regal, who was known as Mr. Electricity, I just, no offense to him, if he's still alive, no offense to you, Steven, but you look like a Chuck Norris reject. At least in AWA you did. But anyway, going back, some of those variations kind of remind you of amateur wrestling. So like when he first came into AWA, I'm not surprised that, you know, Curt knew. I mean, he was an amateur wrestler back when he was young, and then all through school. Of course, his father would tell you that in several interviews that Curt has been wrestling since he was in middle school. He knew how to wrestle since he was like, what, 5 or 6 or something. But I mean, the knowledge of the amateur wrestling and all the ways of doing an arm bar, different ways of pulling back on the arm to do a submission hold was I was very impressed. I was like, holy crap, you know. And different variations of like twisting the leg. You know, everyone would know he did a step over toe hold and would kind of push on the person's leg. And it looked devastating, though it probably didn't hurt. That's where the selling comes into it, right? So you had the selling there. And it was when I was watching, and again, guys, we will watch along to some of these matches because they are so awesome. Some of these matches. I can't tell you how cool it was to watch Curt kind of like change his position a little bit, and then, you know, watching the person hopefully would sell for them, you know, sell for him as he did different amateur moves. It was really cool to watch. I was just like, holy crap. I'm like, well, remind me never to piss him off. You give me some amateur move, and I'm like, ow, let me alone. Okay. No, I don't think he would do that to me. I would never do that. I would never make him angry. So, anyway, I would never not on purpose. Him or Rick Rude. I always say I never wanted to make Curt very angry, not on purpose, like I said, or Rick Rude very mad on purpose. There's two guys I wouldn't want to make angry on purpose. So it's really interesting. And by the way, guys, if you didn't check out the special birthday bash that I had for Curt, that did come out on his birthday. Now, of course, this is April. We're getting into April finally. And my birthday comes up. So I don't know if I'm going to do something special for my birthday or not. I might have the same people on, Angel, of course, Kit Cabello, and we may do something because that is technically Easter Sunday. My birthday, of course, is my birthday is also on the second night of WrestleMania. Excuse me. So the second night of WrestleMania is also on my birthday. So I don't know. I may pre-record something. I'm not sure. I haven't really gotten that far yet, but it's March 21st that we are actually recording this episode. So we may get there, we may not. I'm not really sure, but I hope you enjoyed that special birthday bash. Know that YouTube, you guys, unfortunately, will not hear most of it because if there is music in there, I would have to take it out. And of course, I won't be able to sing happy birthday on YouTube to Curt. I would have to do that only on Rumble. So if you do want to see me sing happy birthday to Curt, you can always hop over to Rumble. The links are in the description field. And again, check that out if you haven't checked it out by now. Hopefully you will stop this and come back after you're done checking that out. But his special birthday bash came out on his birthday. Very excited because you know, I have such wonderful people, and I want to thank Kit Cabello, Angel Riviera, Dave from Deconstructing Topics. You guys are wonderful, and I couldn't ask for better friends than you guys. You guys always seem to be there. And you know, we had a fun time. We always do. And maybe you guys can come back for, you know, when it's my birthday. So of course, I was also on Angel Riviera's political show. It was his 100th episode. Excuse me. Sorry. And we just had a blast. We had a ball. We had a blast. Of course, I'm always yelling and screaming about politics anyway. So I learned that from Jimmy Dore. So it's Jimmy Dore's fault. No, Jimmy's cool. So if you guys do have a time to check that out, Angel's links are also in the descriptions. Of course, you have Kit Cabello. His links are also in the description field. I think I put Dave's in there. I put a whole bunch of links for everybody, especially for the people that I use, or that I ask permission if I can use their matches and stuff. So, all right. So this one. Oh, sorry. So this is it's 2 minutes. 2 minutes of a 5-minute journey between Dusty Rhodes and Barry Windham. I like Barry Windham because, again, he's second generation. Of course, Black Jack Lanza was his father. Black Jack Mulligan, excuse me, not Lanza. Black Jack Mulligan was his father. And he was second generation. Of course, everybody knows that Barry Windham was also in the West Texas Rednecks with Curt Hennig. And I saw an interview with it was a shoot interview with Barry Windham, and he was like, yeah, no one could sing worse than Curt. I was like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? Curt had an excellent voice. At least I thought so. That's just me. But I mean, I was like, wait, what is he talking about? Like, is he ribbing Curt after all that? You're ribbing Curt? Because I was like, I didn't hear anything wrong with Curt's voice. What are you talking about? I would dare say it's better than mine. But then, and no one has really heard me. I mean, if you hear me sing Happy Birthday, that's one thing. But if you hear, like, me sing regularly, because I've had a lot of sinus problems, I've lost a little bit of my range since getting a little older. I used to be a soprano 1, and I actually was in choir all through high school. Excuse me, all through school. As soon as I could get into choir at 4th grade, I was all through it. I literally couldn't wait to, I couldn't wait to be in choir and sing like that. I've been singing since I was able to talk. Actually, before I was Wiccan, I actually grew up Methodist, and I actually was singing in a church choir. And I have always loved singing. So, but nonetheless, I just wanted to put that little tidbit in there. We will watch that interview. There are some interviews I would like to show, especially because they have something to do with Curt, or they talk about Curt. Unfortunately, we'll have to do that on YouTube, so there may be commercials. I will do my best to keep the commercials out of it as much as possible. But some of these commercials that they talk about Curt is just so awesome that it bears repeating, right? Well, we probably did some of that on the birthday bash. Again, this is March 21st that I'm recording this, and I won't record that till Sunday. So this is in the future, but if you didn't see that birthday bash, please, please, please go check it out and then come right back here. All right. We're going to press play.
It is a matter of staying conscious, staying not blacking out. When Dusty Rhodes lost the world title at St. Louis 2 years ago to Ric Flair, he blacked out from the pain. Completely.
Come on, Dusty.
Will he block out here?
Windham's got his hands, the tipples, 2 large blood veins go to the brain. Of course, coinciding there with the tipples. That's what Windham's hands are dug into, restricting.
Come on, Dusty.
Making Rhodes on the verge of passing out, but Dusty has made it back up to his feet. But now once again back down.
The fans chanting behind Dusty's on his feet. Dusty Rhodes back up on his feet.
Come on, Dusty.
What is he going to do? He's going to reach down. The 4th quarter is here for the American Dream. The United States title.
That's JR.
He's up on the middle, Jim. Right hand high. Elbow. Here it comes. No. He couldn't do it.
Well, I thought he had mustered enough strength in that last flurry to come back with some offense. But Windham showing the tenacity that has made him the United States champion. That has made
he's
him
the
one of
US
the most
champ,
preeminent forces in wrestling today. It's that young stallion right there. And since he has become a member of the Four Horsemen, he has gotten better. And the fans that are
Come on, Dusty.
might disagree with that, but he has gotten better since he has been with the Horsemen.
Here
Come on,
comes Dusty
Dusty.
again, a 3rd win this time. Last time he couldn't do it. If there was any moment in his career that was important, ball by Windham, but take a lot into consideration the courage of Dusty Rhodes. He grabs for the head. Here it is.
Come on, Dusty.
Second time. Again. He's all out.
Okay. Wow. What an electrical match there we had. All right. This, I just had to get this in. This is actually, well, let me talk about, I love Dusty matches. Okay. I was watching, a playlist that I have that actually, it's funny that I actually have this, but I do have this. I have a playlist of Curt when he was in the AWA, right? So it's like it's a playlist of Portland matches and then also AWA matches. It's before he went to the WWF. So what I love most about this is there is a 20-man battle royal in the AWA that not only was Curt Hennig a part of, Larry the Axe Hennig was a part of. Of course, you had Jerry Blackwell, Nick Bockwinkel. You had Bruiser Brody, who was known as King Kong Brody back then. This was 84, I believe. Yeah, we're talking like late 84 at this time. I mean, crazy how many well-known names were in this. You had the the fabulous ones, and they were actually baby faces. So Stan Lane and I forgot who the other guy was, but the fabulous ones were in AWA in this 20-man battle royal, and they were baby faces. I know, right? So of course Curt was a babyface. But they also had the late great Dusty Rhodes. Dusty Rhodes was in AWA briefly. Of course, he was a babyface. I mean, there's well, let me start with this. So the battle royal is literally 20 guys. And of course, it's all the AWA greats, you know, plus Dusty Rhodes and King Kong Brody. Again, who would be known as Bruiser Brody in Portland, or in Puerto Rico, excuse me, not in Portland. And then he outside the ring was Adnan Casey, who would become well, he would be a part of Slaughter's group in 91. I think it was just Adnan. I think it was just called Adnan in the WWF. Well, anyway, he is at ringside, and it's Brody and Blackwell. And Blackwell for many years, Jerry Blackwell for many years was a heel. In fact, in 83, Curt actually refereed a match between the High Flyers, who was Jumping Jim Brunzell, and Greg Gagne, versus Jerry Blackwell and Adnan Casey. So Curt was actually the referee, and we can also show that, watch along to that. I don't know if there's going to be any commercials. I hope not. Like I said, I'm hoping and praying. Oops, sorry about that. I was just hoping and praying that there weren't any commercials. So, but anyway, going back to the 20-man battle royal. So Jerry Blackwell was, I don't know if he was a heel in this or he was supposed to be a baby face or not, but if he was a heel, he turned babyface. So Bruiser Brody is trying to, you know, beat him up basically. And Jerry gets him out of the ring somehow, but then, you know, Bruiser comes back in, starts beating on Jerry. Of course, Adnan Casey comes in and starts, Casey has a cast on his arm. So he starts hitting Jerry Blackwell with the cast, and of course he gets injured. Jerry Blackwell gets injured, and he's just laying down, and they're trying to get King Kong Brody. They're trying to get him out of the ring, basically. They're trying to keep him out. Of course, it's Curt, Dusty, the Fabulous Ones, and there's somebody else, but I can't remember who it is right now off the top of my head. But it's all four of them. All it's a lot of people. It's a lot of the baby faces trying to keep Brody out, right? Okay. Of course, they also get Adnan Casey out too. Well, Brody keeps coming in the ring and attacking Jerry Blackwell, and they're just trying to keep it. But you see, Dusty Rhodes is also in there too. So I mean, and I do see Curt and Dusty talking to each other, which is like, that's the dream match, right? I would love to see Curt Hennig and Dusty Rhodes team up in a tag team and be a tag team. You know, that would have been really cool to see. I think this is back in '84. I don't know if they thought that, you know, Curt. I think Curt was on that level because he was still doing, you know, jobber matches at this point. Eventually he would have I think it was after the Battle Royal, he would have a match with Steven Regal, who was Mr. Electricity. I just remember the Tom Zink and Curt promo, and then they were talking to Steven Regal, and he goes, Curt Hennig and Tom Zink are so ugly, their parents make them come in the back door. I went, have you looked at you lately? You are a Chuck Norris reject. What are you talking about? He did. He looked like Chuck. Look at Steven Regal. Look at a picture of Steven Regal. Tell me he don't look like Chuck Norris. Like a Chuck Norris reject. Look-alike. All right. Anyway, I didn't like that. I was like, really? Have you looked in the mirror lately? You're not exactly a 10. And actually, Curt is a 10. I didn't like Tom Zink. I wasn't much for Tom Zink. I'm sorry. There's something about Tom Zink I just did not like. The fact that he was a bodybuilder trying to come into wrestling. I guess that was part of it. It didn't last very long in WCW. I don't know if he even lasted very long in WWF. I think it was like, a month or two or something, and Tom couldn't take it. So he went to WCW, but nobody really remembers Tom Zink for WCW either. I think there was one match I saw Tom Zink in, maybe with Curt, because they were tagging him up. You know, they were tag team in '85, I think, or like early '85. And I don't really remember a lot of matches with Tom Zink. So, but I know they talked to Curt about Tom Zink, and you know, he had nothing but nice things to say about Tom Zink. Curt had nice words for everybody. You know, he never held a grudge. If you double crossed Curt in some way, or he just never had a mean thing to say about you. In his promos, that's different. Like Brock Lesnar, for example, I'm sure he does not hold a grudge against Brock Lesnar, even though Brock was a total bitch. And of course, Brock took something Curt said out of context. And I got a little more context from Jim Cornette, of course, who also doesn't like Brock Lesnar. I don't like Brock Lesnar either. I just thought he was so, I don't know. There's just something about Brock Lesnar I just didn't like. And we see John Cena here. About the John Cena turn, and then Cena would come out and cut a promo, and I can't agree with Cody Rhodes more. I mean, he turned into this whiny little bitch. I mean, so much so that you're just like, John, stop talking. You know, I'm watching this promo just going, well, if you don't like the fans, then leave wrestling, because you're going to at the end of the year anyway, right? I mean, the fans are what made you. So pissing off the fans is not really a good idea. At least I thought it wasn't a good idea, but I'm not John Cena. It's kind of like, it's almost like that Hogan promo when he came out and said, it's because of you. It's you people who made me turn. But there wasn't so much whininess in Hogan's promo. There was more like he just wanted to get that heat. Whereas Cena's went over the top. I think John Cena's just went way too long. First of all, it went way too long. It was way too whiny. It was like, you know, oh, I'm breaking up with you. We have a bad relationship. You've been so abusive to me. Oh my God. If someone said that to me, I would be like, okay, bye, see ya. Don't let the door hit you in the ass on the way out. Bye. I didn't like John Cena either. John Cena was not a big John Cena fan. All through his career, when he came in and did that Thugonomics thing, I was like, it was kind of a cool rap at first. You know, I thought his theme song was kind of cool, but that's as far as it would go. I didn't like John Cena. And then when he got the, you know, My Time Is Now music, I still didn't like John Cena, but I wanted to do this one. As you see Stephanie and John Cena there. This has Joe in it. So Joe Hennig, or as he was known then, Curtis Axel. Which is cool because I was a big fan of Curtis Axel. Of course, I'm a big fan of Joe Hennig, right? Because I'm a big fan of his dad. I didn't really get to see Joe's career, though. I feel bad. I should go back and watch. Okay, I admit it. I really need to go back and watch more of his matches and stuff because I'm sure he's just like his dad. Although, I'm sure on the on the birthday bash we did for Curt, I showed some of the foul ups, and Curt's was one of them because he couldn't say the narcissist Lex Luger. He kept saying the Lexorcist. It wouldn't come out right, you know. But I mean, in all honesty, Luger says that Curt forgot their match, though he remembered as the match went on, right? So I think well, I mean, WrestleMania 9 was just crazy anyway, because you had Hogan, you had Beefcake, and then you know, you had the whole rumors of you know, Savage beating up Hogan for the Miss Elizabeth thing. Again, Jim Cornette says that's not a rumor, that actually happened, but I mean, it's whoever you believe really at this point. Beefcake says it was water, the jet ski accident, that he jet ski came up and hit him in the eye, and that's why he had a black eye for WrestleMania 9. I don't know who to believe. It's not really any of my business, but I just think that was crazy that it would happen like that. So, but anyway, here we go. John Cena and Stephanie, and of course Joe Hennig will come in and talk about Axelmania, which is really cool. I love Joe. What can I say? You know, I loved his dad, and Joe looks so much like Curt in the face. I'm telling you, it's in the face. Excuse me. Look for it. It's there. I don't know if he acted like Mr. Perfect, though. They did throw around the idea of Mr. Perfect Jr. I think that kind of sucked too. Maybe he could have taken the perfect one like Sean Stasiak tried to, right? I think that would have been better, but okay, here we go.
Then WrestleMania will still be the biggest show of all time. You're not special. You're not unique. You need to think about it this way, John. It's not where would WWE be without John Cena. It's where would John Cena be without WWE.
True. You were in Ring of Honor, and that's about it. You have no idea what the
Don't change the channel, because Axelmania is running wild! I've been in the Royal Rumble match now for 35 days, 26 hours, and counting. I'm the greatest competitor in Royal Rumble match history.
Dare I say perfect.
I'm often imitated, but never eliminated. You want someone to fight Rusev for the United States Championship at WrestleMania? Look no further than someone who is also a third-generation superstar. Someone who has also met Andre the Giant as a kid. Me.
Yes, he did. Look at the facial expressions, because it's Curt all over. Every time I'm just like, dang, that looks like Curt. He's making the facial expressions that Curt used to make when he would, you know, in the WWE, or it was the WWF. But I mean, same facial expressions. It's almost like he watched his dad and just imitated his dad's facial features. Because I'm serious. I'm like, whoa, that's so Curt right there. Whoa, God. Yeah, when he said the greatest, I was like, dare I say perfect. All right, here we go.
The Axeman. And I know I'm already in the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, but 2 victories at WrestleMania is better than 1.
And Miss McMahon.
Miss.
I respect you.
It's Mrs.
You're a visionary.
Else.
You always have been. And your voice, your words, it's an inspiration to me.
Thank you. Thank you, Curtis. I mean, finally, somebody who understands respect.
Is he supposed to be a heel or a baby face at this point?
It's got a ring to it. I kind of like it. And
that was Curt right there.
X-Men star is on the rise while yours is falling. So if you want to prove yourself, how about you face Curtis Axel right here, right now? Get me a referee.
Who is he supposed to be? Is he supposed to be a heel?
The only way you're going to
compete
compete against Rusev at WrestleMania is if you can change his mind and make him accept the match.
Ouch.
Good luck.
And I got a question for you. What's she gonna do when Axelmania runs wild on you?
Oh, God. I mean, no offense, but
wow.
Really imitating Hogan.
The kid has found himself.
Why'd you imitate your dad? You're good at that.
I still can't get over the fact.
I'm going to give you one chance to walk out of this ring.
Oh, shut up. Shut up, John Cena. You're just mad because he's second generation, or he's third generation.
I want you to listen to me very carefully because I'm serious when I tell you. If this match starts, you will not walk out of this ring.
Sorry. I didn't like John Cena.
Ready for the match?
Cena sucks. That's right.
Well, the match started, and remember John Cena's warning before the commercial break. If this match starts, you will not walk out of this ring. The warning to Curtis Axel. And guys, I do not know if this is the night Axel wants to be talking trash to John Cena.
Axelmania's running wild. I think it is. If you want to make a name for himself, it's a perfect night to make a statement.
I don't agree, but John Cena was just lambasted by Stephanie and told pretty much that he's not going to have a seat at the table at WrestleMania in 27
Really?
nights.
Had to do, I mean, imitate Hogan?
John Lesnar once played a tennis match for 3 days.
Why Hogan?
Curtis Axel has been in the Royal Rumble 10 times.
Oh, come on, John, get over it. The guy never even entered the ring. He was attacked by Eric Rowan before things even started. He's living in this fantasy world.
Come on,
fantasy
Joe.
world, John Cena, they bust up pretty quick here.
Was he eliminated?
Never entered.
So he's never eliminated.
Look at the look on Cena's face. Think about what's going through his mind, but for the first time in a decade, not being a part of the biggest show.
I don't remember your dad ever imitating Hogan.
John Cena's being denied a chance to go to WrestleMania. Of course he's hot.
And look at Cena. Explodes right out of the corner.
Oh, wow. I think that's funny that Joe actually imitated, he didn't imitate his dad, he imitated Hogan. But then again, I don't think they gave him much of a chance to do anything other than imitate Hogan. I love those facial expressions were Curt in a nutshell. Everybody see that? He's just like, you make those faces. Yeah, instead of Axelmania, I would have loved to have seen him do something like with Mr. Perfect, like, go to the ring like this and put your hands up, get up on the ring ropes and put your hands up. I don't know, throw a towel, spit out your gum and hit it and smack it away. I don't know. I don't know why they would have him imitate Hogan. Hogan wasn't his dad. He's right though. He did meet Andre the Giant when he was little, because I mean, all those guys hung around, and Andre, I mean, I'm not surprised that Joe met Andre the Giant. Okay, so give me a 5-minute break. We're going to go ahead and get into Curt's match with this jobber. I don't remember which one it was. And I will catch you in 5. Bye. Okay, guys, and we're back. All right, so here we go. We're gonna for those who are listening to the audio, is Primetime Wrestling Season 5, Episode 43. It is October 23rd, so we are into late October of 1989, and we're starting at 48 seconds. So you should see Bobby Heenan and Gorilla Monsoon if you are watching along. And you're only listening to the audio, again, you can have on another window. You can have this up on another window if you have a Peacock subscription. Easy for me to say. All right, here we go.
There's a hot rod who's having a killing problem today. Something's bothering him.
Once you get a weasel in your house, you can't get them damn fly.
I got some special news for all our primetime viewers. I want to get this off my chest right away because it is exciting. It is special. It's something that I think everyone's going to be proud of, Brain, when we finally put this thing together.
Survivor Series Showdown.
November 12th is the date. Mark it on your calendar. It will happen right here on the USA Network on Primetime Wrestling. Survivor Series Showdown, starting time 7 p.m. 5 exclusive matches getting ready for Survivor Series. We're going to have some further information for you later on in the program about these matches, how these matches were made up. But right now,
it's a Sunday, you know.
I know it's a Sunday.
Well, tell the humanoids.
Hot Rod, you all right over there? You're banging away.
I'm doing great. Well, I was clearing flies. First of all, that he always gets mad when I say hello to you first, Gorilla. Hello, Mr. Root Canal. It's wonderful. The only guy since he's got this argument with Root and me gone, only person that's shedding more tears is Tammy Faye, man. Of course, I've been reading this book about Betty's Diary, some of the finer reading. Bobsy left here under the couch here. Betty's Diary. How Boobsy invests in the stock market. Get King Haku.
Whose money?
I invest my members of my family's money quite well.
With or without their knowledge,
I got a question for that.
Total card blanche.
I got a question. Yo-ho, Rennie, I got a question. How come if you're so doggone rich and you're from Beverly Hills, you're the only one that ain't got a tan?
Allergic to the sun, perhaps.
I wear a hat when I play golf.
You wear a hat when you play golf.
I have time to go to tanning booths.
We've got some tremendous matches lined up here this week on Primetime Wrestling. Our feature, of course, Brutus the Barber Beefcake taking on the Hammer Valentine. But right now, we're going to go down to ringside. Take a look at Mr. Perfect.
Please, and thank you.
We have a tremendous crowd on hand here in Louisville at the Gardens. Tony Schiavone.
Uh-oh, here's Lanny.
We're not too far away.
Here's Lanny.
From the Survivor Series. A lot of excitement around the entire world about that big event. But before we talk about that,
252 pounds and hailing from Downers Grove,
we have to pause here for the Genius.
It's Lanny.
I know you always enjoy this, huh?
I do. It takes a real genius to appreciate perfection. Mr. Perfect has exactly what it takes. Hulk Hogan will not stand a chance, for he is less than perfect. I respect a man who never makes mistakes. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you...
To go, Mr. Perfect, a part of the Survivor Series. He is on the team with Rick Rude and the Rougeaus, aptly named Rude's Brood, and they'll go up against Roddy's Rowdies. And what a confrontation that'll be when Roddy Piper, the Superfly Jimmy Snuka, and the Bushwhackers go up against Rude's Brood. Alfred?
Well, the Roddy's Rowdies combination is a very, very exciting grouping. The Superfly Snuka on top of his form, and the Bushwhackers, Luke and Butch, and everybody loves them.
No question about that. As the Genius looks on, sending Mr. Perfect into the ropes. He comes off with a good shoulder attack. Oh, sending the man down to the ropes on the far side. Reno Riggins with a very surprised look on his face, but that was a tremendous move.
They were great moves there by Mr. Perfect. Executed perfectly, of course, in his inimitable style.
Side headlock by Mr. Perfect onto Riggins. The referee, Danny Davis, checking in. And back now to the ropes, sending Perfect
and
to
he's
the other
wearing
side.
green, black, blue again.
Too many times.
My 3 favorite
Perfect
colors.
comes off again, nicely done with the leapfrog, and then a great drop kick, showing his agility.
It was.
Tony Riggins is a very fine young wrestler.
Was that
but he's
perfect or
being
what?
made to look mediocre
Oh, no
by
thanks.
this assault by, of course, Mr. Perfect.
No thanks.
You're right, Alfred. Mr. Perfect, total domination here with a snapmare takedown.
You want to sit up?
And stomps Riggins in the back of the head as he tries to get up. Here he comes again, holding onto the head and going over the top with a somersault.
Obviously, he ain't going nowhere.
Every
Can't even get a spot right
here by Mr. Perfect. And certainly, you talk about the Survivor Series, the Thanksgiving night tradition coming up. You have to be in great condition because basically, Alfred, you could get in a 4-on-1 situation because once you lose, you got to go back to the dressing room.
Yes, and if you take the team that Mr. Perfect is in, Rude's Brood, any one of those men, they're in great condition. In fact, what a well-conditioned team they all are. The Rougeaus, Mr. Perfect, and of course the captain himself, Rick Rude.
But what a confrontation and what a challenge they have against Roddy's Rowdies. As a right hand finds its mark once again. And Riggins is dropped again. Now, Mr. Perfect with the Irish whip into the ropes.
Oh,
he nailed him that time. That was almost like a clothesline, even a forearm shot.
Okay.
Telling everybody about the Perfect place.
Yes, I've never seen him look so devastating. Look at the genius looking at his
Okay,
man there
Mr.
in the ring.
Perfect.
Mr. Perfect. Aha, what an incredible display of efficiency.
There it is, the Perfect Plex.
Go ahead.
Good here this week on Primetime Wrestling. Had more on Tony Schiavone. Go back to Gorilla Monsoon and Piper.
Okay.
A lot of things come to mind. If he's a genius, why can't he memorize his poems? It's only 12 lines. Mr. Perfect, I don't know. He plays golf. It has nothing to do with wrestling. He plays golf under par. He shoots baskets. Perfect. Has nothing to do with wrestling. Says he's got a perfect wrestling record. Well, I guess he's asking for a title shot. Why he would want to associate himself with the genius, I'm not sure of the connection. And Gorilla, it confuses me a little bit. However,
Confuses us all.
One thing about it, if that's a genius, I don't mind being
an idiot. Yes, that's right. That's right. Yeah, if that's a genius, I don't mind being an idiot. Yep. I have to agree with Piper on that one. Oh, man. All right, guys. I just wanted to show you guys that. I hope you enjoyed that. Just because I wanted to show it, and I was like, well, but the match is on the next week. So I was like, well, maybe I'll do it as like a special treat for you guys. So I hope you enjoyed that. It was Mr. Perfect. And again, that's not the theme music that we grew up with, with Mr. Perfect. He would have eventually changed it. I kind of like his second choice. His second choice was much better. And of course, Lanny would stick around till about July, August 1990, because eventually at SummerSlam, you'll see Bobby Heenan with Curt. So, and then he would have the Intercontinental belt. And then, of course, he would give it up to Kerry. And he literally just got it. So, okay. He would eventually get it back in 1990 away from Kerry Von Erich. So, he would be 2-time. Actually, he would be 3-time Intercontinental Champion. But that was at a house show. So you wouldn't have seen that because it was at a house show, right? All right, guys. So that is it for this week on Nobody Beats Curt Hennig. Nobody. We will be back next week with another match for Curt. I think I'm going to start doing some, AWA stuff, maybe some more Portland stuff. Because we haven't really done a lot of Portland stuff. I mean, we did more Portland stuff than we did AWA, but I think that we need to see some of his early matches. And then, like I said, if you can check out, check out the birthday bash. If you are on Rumble, you get to hear me sing to Curt. So, happy birthday to Curt, since that will already be in the future. So remember everybody, his birthday batch came out on March 28th, which was his birthday. So he would have been 67. And again, I have my usual guests on, Dave, and of course Angel, and also Kit Cabello. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. I hope you enjoyed this as well. All my links are in the description field. I know that I've been thinking about stuff for Black Magic Talk. So, and we kind of accidentally got our times mixed up with Sonia Smith, but she will be back on soon, probably for Beltane. I'll probably try to get her on sometime in April. I might do something also for a birthday bash for April. since it is my birthday on Easter Sunday. And then, of course, also the second night of WrestleMania. I don't know how much pro wrestling we will do, pro wrestling talk we will do, because I'm very busy a couple of Saturdays. And then, of course, there's also WrestleMania coming up. I don't know how much we'll get in there. We'll probably have to skip a week because it is Saturday and Sunday, unless he wants to do something on Monday or something. But we'll definitely check that out when the time comes. But for me, at least, I'm out of here. I hope you guys had a wonderful weekend, whatever you have in store for yourselves. And remember, everyone, nobody beats Curt Hennig. Nobody. Bye, guys. Okay, guys, this is where we're going to do some shameless plugs here. So the first shameless plug, if you could please go over to my other show, which is Black Magic Talk. I will put the links in all the description fields. If you could just kind of browse it, if you are not only a wrestling fan, but you like Wicca or paganism, and you'd like to learn more about it. We just did some recent episodes. So if you'd like to hop over there, just click the link in the description field. If you would like to give to the Black Magic Talk Patreon, that link will be in the description field. And again, if you would like to have a tarot reading on the show, you can DM me on X. My link for that X will be in the description field. If you would like to do one off the show, you can also just DM me and I will give you my rate. My co-host is Matt Collins. He can also give you a tarot reading on the show or off the show. If it's on the show, all you would have to do is become a Patreon supporter for $5 a month. You get all kinds of perks. And again, we can let you know when you can come on the show. And if you'd like to do it off the show, Matt can definitely give you his rating for doing tarot. The next shameless plug I would like to do is, of course, Pro Wrestling Talk will always be on Saturday nights, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. It is scheduled to change, but Angel and I will let you know on the Wrestling X. So if you would like to DM us at any time, me and Angel, my link will be in the description field for my Wrestling X, and that is for Pro Wrestling Talk and also for this podcast, Curt Hennig Was the Best, Changed My Mind. If you would like to give to the Patreon, I have for Curt Hennig Was the Best, Changed My Mind. Again, you can go and look in the description field. It should be there. I have $1, $3, $5, and $10. The other show is just $1, $5, and $10. No, I'm sorry. It's $3, $5, and $10, I think. I'm not sure. I'd have to double check. But if you could give, thank you in advance. If you'd like to ask any questions for pro wrestling or Black Magic Talk, you are free to direct message me on X or Angel, my host for Pro Wrestling Talk. Again, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time every Saturday, unless it is scheduled to change, but we will definitely let you know beforehand. So, of course, this show, I'm going to do a shameless plug for this show. Again, $1, $3, $5, and $10 you can contribute on Patreon. If you would like to give on Cashapp, I will take donations on Cashapp, but direct message me on X if you would like to do that, and I will give you my handle. So if you have any questions like about the show or any technical questions, you can always direct message me on my X, and I will try to get back to you as soon as possible. The next shameless plug I would like to do is for Hardlands Media, Kit Cabello, someone I call a good friend of mine. Please check him out. He is Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. Central, and that would be 10 p.m. Eastern. So 9 a.m. Central, he is Monday through Friday, sometimes Saturday, depending on when you can catch him in a good mood for a Saturday brunch. If he does do Saturday brunch, I usually am sleeping or at work, so but check him out. He's really good on politics, and I have the pleasure of calling him friend. Some more shameless plugs. If you could also subscribe to Angel in the Afternoon. He does a great job on politics as well. And that's Angel in the Afternoon. And he's usually on 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time every Friday. That is also scheduled to change. If you have any questions about it, he'll usually let you know. And he will definitely, you can direct message him if you need to get a hold of him. The last one is Deconstructing. His name is Dave. I really recommend him too. He has a little podcast on YouTube. All you'd have to look up is Deconstructing Topics, and he does some really good stuff. I really recommend you guys check him out. Subscribe to everybody I just said here, and check them out. And remember, everyone, nobody beats Mr. Perfect. Nobody. Hey, Curt Hennig fans, just want to let you know that the ending outro song is AI generated. Again, it is AI generated. Thank you all for listening. And remember, everyone, no one beats Mr. Perfect. Nobody.
He walked into the ring, a legend set to soar. In the flashing lights you could hear the crowd roar. With a twinkle in his eye, a swagger in his stride, Curt Hennig, he was more than a star in their eyes. From the farms of Minnesota to the wrestling hall, he stood undefeated through it all. A father, a friend, a hero we'd see, perfect in the memories for you and me. He was Mr. Perfect, never missing a beat. With every match, he rise to his feet. Though he's gone now, a hero we see, perfect in the memories for you and me. In the quiet of the evening, stars shining bright, you'd hear tales of his glory, longing to the night. With a grip like a vice, and a smile that gleamed, he lived every moment like out of a dream. His days in the sun, and the nights in the cold, the stories of Curt never grow old. Remember the laughter, the battles hard fought, perfectly missed, but never forgot. He was Mr. Perfect, never missing a beat. With every match, he rise to his feet. Though he's gone now, a hero we see, perfect in memories for you and me. He was Mr. Perfect, never missing a beat. With every match, he rise to his feet. Though he's gone now,